Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you 5 tips to help you with your 1/24 1/28 scale RC drift chassis. Tip number 1 is using a pair of calipers when you first build the chassis so that you can make sure to measure all your ball ends, tie rods, front, upper, and lower A-arms, as well as the back, upper, and lower A-arms. That way you can make sure that they are the same on both sides. That way you'll start with everything nice and even, and this will help you down the road when you go to tune anything. The next tip I'm going to talk about will be fitting the individual parts to get everything to work nice and smooth. I like to use a file if I can, or a small piece of sandpaper, and file down the edges just a small amount until it fits in nice and smoothly and can move freely. Tip number 3 is very important. This is going to be able to loosen up the car for you and get the ball ends to move very smooth and free for you. What you will do is take a pair of needle nose pliers similar to these, and you will squeeze around the circle here while it's still connected to the ball, and you'll do this until the ball ends free up and move smoothly without any kind of friction or any kind of binding up in here. You could do that on every ball end that you have on the car. It's recommended that you do it on the front, the back, the springs, any ball end that you can get. And what that would do is that'll really loosen up the car and allow everything, all the little small electronics and the small little steering racks, to really work properly, and your suspension and everything to really move freely and get plenty of travel and the movement that the car really needs to be able to do at that size. Tip number 4, I recommend running shims. Your car should have came with shims for the front wheels. If you don't have these, you should go out and try to pick up a set, or get online and try to pick up a set. But you can see here that I'm running just the tiniest little shim on there in between the wheel and the bearing, and that just ensures that the front tire does not bind up when you screw it tight up against the wheel. You can actually see where that shim's been riding at. That'll just keep the front wheel spinning nice and smooth. Now it's also important that when you tighten up the wheel with the wheel nut, that you don't tighten it up all the way and crank down on it. You know, it's just a tiny little wheel. So what I like to do is I like to go until it stops, and I'll back it up just the tiniest bit there until the wheel can spin freely. Tip number 5. If you're having issues with the servo centering out the front steering, especially when you turn it on or when you first build it and it always pulls right or pulls left, as you can see when I turn mine on, it does do that right first. That's the amount of sub trim I have in it, and I'm going to show you how to set that up so that you can sub trim your servo back to center without affecting the actual steering trim. To do that, we're going to go into the remote settings, and then you can see here that I have, to the left, I've added 109 points of sub trim. And what's that? And that has straightened out the servo for me and allowed me to adjust my trim like I normally would with the trim button if it just so happens to be pulling a little left or a little right. And that'll be it for the 5 tips to help you with your 1/24 1/28 RC drift car build. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, the like button, and the notification bell. Thank y'all, and have a great day.